if you're kinky and you teach children as a school teacher, how do you navigate the two of them? And this is a much deeper question, and I'm going to illustrate this or talk about this in a minute. This is Kathy Bertulli from the IntimacyDojo.com.
And Read Mahalka from ReadAboutSex.com and Sex Geeks
Summer Camp. And when I have the Sex Geek Summer Camp t-shirt on, this is business advice for sex educators, workshop facilitators, and the like. So we got this great question. Please continue emailing us these questions. This was a really good one. It took a minute for us to be like, So this is somebody who is studying to, and if you're watching this, that's somebody, thank you. Somebody who's studying to be a foreign language teacher for young kids and up to like high school, I think, and who's also has a kinky 24/7 life. In this example, that they are a submissive and a little. And
do you want to define that for someone who might not know?
Yes, and Google exists. But I'm not kinky in the true sense of the word for my kinky friends who are like, Reed, you're not kinky. So submissive is somebody who acts of service, serving people, not being in charge. That is their erotic turn on and their self-expression. And feel free to leave better definitions and links in the comments. And then a little is somebody who likes role-playing, being
a
childlike, that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of, people much better than us to talk about those.
Neither of us are really.
Again, leave links and comments in the comments if you want to great resources. So for me, though, the question really revolves around, and they shared in their awesome email, that like they have such a wonderful 24/7 situation at home that they are sometimes have trouble shifting gears into being teacher adult role, and that they're just asking for advice. So
and they're also concerned about the privacy issue, like would it affect their job?
Yeah, and so what's interesting about this, and my advice that I'm going to give as a place to start, is develop the ability to shift those gears. And then there's the privacy issue. So if you can't shift those gears, somebody might find out at work. And that could be any situation, any kind of self-expression. But if you learn really great closure, anchoring, aftercare protocols for your home play, so that then you can shift gears and show up at work.
Like a given ritual, if you put your keys in your pocket and your wallet in your pocket, you're reclaiming your power and going out in the world.
Whatever that stuff is. But basically, develop and hone, exercise those muscles and abilities to put your little on hold and let big you, adult you, take over at work. Those skill sets, I think they can be learned, and you can get better and better at that. And that kind of approach, I think, will help you just not be, not get sucked into the home life while at work. It's very similar to just regular relationship coaching, where I'm in work mode, and now I have to come home to my family. What are the rituals that you could create for yourself that help you complete your day at the office and then show up and be present with your relationships, with your children, with your dog, with whatever you need to do? That kind of ability is really useful and important with just being fully functioning human beings across the board in this scenario.
And in terms of the privacy issue, there is a lot of concern about who works with children, but I think our culture in a lot of areas anyway is getting much more evolved. And I know that I was really afraid the first time I went to a gay bar. I was really petrified of who I would see there and what they'd think. And actually I saw a coworker there and I panicked and ran out the emergency exit. It was very embarrassing. And then I realized later, like, she was there because she was comfortable there and she was hardly going to judge me about it. And I actually ran into her another time and we had a good conversation. A lot of people don't have a clue about what other people are doing, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't be, be aware of the possibilities, but it doesn't always mean that it's the end. I've had people that are afraid to make videos or talk about these things because of the impact.
Yeah, I think you and I also have a certain amount of privilege because we're not kinky.
Yeah,
That we can't quite understand.
that's true.
So the stakes can be high.
But talking to some of your other people, if you're in a community,
Ask people around how they navigate similar situations. This is not an uncommon conversation in the kink community or in the poly or swinger communities. My line in the sand is going to be technically it's nobody's business what two consenting adults do at their home.
yeah, or with other people that are consenting.
And it's also normal for people who work with children or run organizations that work with children, or the parents who maybe aren't into what you're into, to be concerned and not know what to do, and to fear for everyone's safety,
That
even
you're
though
recruiting or converting people.
yeah, and they get that, like they just don't get it. And you know, there are kinky folks with bad boundaries, and there are conservative folks with bad boundaries, and it sounds like you're very thoughtful and awesome. So it becomes a privacy issue. How do you keep your private life private? Maybe those protocols mean you only attend kinky events that are 150 miles away or 200 miles away from where you live, just so that you don't run into somebody who, at the local dungeon who's also, the principal of your school or something like that. Maybe that's a good thing, but maybe that's a bad thing. We don't know.
Yeah.
So this is just an advice to begin the search for resources, and also resources and approaches that feel good for your nervous system and put your mind at ease, and also maybe your dom or your parent or your big's mind at ease. I don't even know what the person who plays with the little is called. So put that in the comments, because we know somebody knows the answers out there.
And any suggestions on privacy issues, we'd love to hear.
Great. Thanks.
I hope this business geekery was useful for you. If you'd like to continue with the brain sex, click on subscribe up here. If you want to follow me on social media, right here, ladies and gentlemen, next video below. And if you'd like your very own Sex Geek Summer Camp t-shirt, then just click right here, right now. Boop. Go ahead. I'll wait.